behalf of the faculty and staff of the University of Kentucky J. David Rosenberg College of Law, it is my honor and pleasure to welcome all of you today to the commencement ceremony celebrating the class of 2022. What a journey this class has been on. Throughout the challenges of the past 3 years, you graduates have persevered, driven by the goal that we celebrate today. Today is a long-awaited day of joy for all of us, including the graduates, of course. We all share your sense of accomplishment, your sense of relief, your sense of excitement and optimism about the future. To begin our program, there are some very important introductions I would like to make. While going through law school, as in life, one does not succeed without the support of others. And certainly, this year's graduates have had the support of many family members and friends, including those in the audience. I would appreciate it if all of the parents of graduates who are with us today would stand, if you are able, so that we can recognize your contribution to the success of the graduating class of 2022. Would all of the grandparents of the graduates who are here today please stand or wave as you are able. And now, would spouses, partners, and significant others of the graduates please stand or wave? Right? And many of our graduates are parents themselves. Would all of the children of the graduates please stand or wave? We are so pleased to be able to be here with all of you for this momentous occasion. I would like to recognize now the Rosenberg College of Law faculty seated behind me. Colleagues, thank you for your dedication, commitment to intellectual excellence, and support to the graduates that you have provided throughout the good and the difficult times of the past 3 years. I would also like to recognize our retiring faculty member, Allison Connolly, an alumna of this college who retired in December 2021 after 25 years of teaching and service as professor and director of the college's legal clinic. While Allison could not join us today, we thank her for her years of service, as many of our graduates credit their career success to the impact she had on them while in law school. We also must recognize one of our colleagues who is no longer with us. Professor Christopher W. Frost, beloved colleague, teacher, and friend to so many in our community, passed away in January. Professor Frost was a graduate of this college and cared deeply about his students, his colleagues, and his alma mater. Two of his colleagues shared this about Professor Frost. A few remarkably talented teachers can strike fear in the hearts of their students, demanding the very best and accepting nothing less, while remaining beloved. Chris's reputation preceded him, and students trembled in anticipation of being frosted, which some of you experienced. Being frosted is being called on to explain a case or a concept in class. But his high expectations generated a loyal following of students who'd enroll in whatever class he offered. And many UK law graduates credit Chris's teaching with their career trajectories and their ultimate success. Alums of the law school knew they could always rely on him. and former students regularly connected to share their successes and their failures, and to seek the advice of their beloved mentor. We miss him greatly, and we will remember him fondly. Next, I would like to acknowledge Trustee Skip Berry, who is here today, representing the UK Board of Trustees, and who has a grandson in the graduating class. Thank you for joining us, Trustee Berry. Finally, I would like to introduce to all of you the person for whom our college is now named, J. David Rosenberg. David? David is a graduate of the class of 1974. In 2019, during this graduating class's first year, David, along with his wife Diane, generously endowed our college with a gift to enhance the intellectual excellence and promise of our students, our faculty, and our programs. David is a senior partner of the Cincinnati law firm of Keating, Muthing, and Kleekamp, where he has practiced law since 1974. David and Diane have lived lives of service, commitment, and giving to their community, and we are grateful for the gift of their commitment and support and for the faith they have in all of us at the Rosenberg College of Law. We are just emerging from a time unlike no other in our lives. Much has been said and will be said about that. But I want to share with you what our graduates have done in their time here. These graduates endured classes, both online and in person, sometimes in person and simultaneously online. They have seen mask mandates come, go, come again, and then almost go again. They have forged ahead through all these changes and challenges with good spirits and good humor, and they have earned this day. This graduating class is a collection of talented, hardworking, compassionate students who not only excel in the classroom, but who have formed an extraordinary community in extraordinary times. A community that supports one another, that is committed to matters of justice and fairness, and was determined to achieve their goals, regardless of the circumstances they faced. In addition to our student organizations hosting speakers from across the Commonwealth and the nation, and our many competition teams competing virtually and in person across the country, I want to highlight a few items, and other speakers will also share some of the class's accomplishments. Members of the class of 2022 served on a newly appointed student-led advisory board dedicated to advising college leadership about initiatives focused on diversity, equity, and inclusion. Class of 2022 graduates led our law journals to hold thoughtful and successful legal symposia, including the Kentucky Law Journal's annual symposium focused on the racial wealth gap in the United States, and the Kentucky Journal of Equine, Agriculture, and Natural Resources Law's annual symposium celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Clean Water Act, which included a welcome from Montana Senator Jon Tester. Class of 2022 members represented a significant milestone in our college's history, with the editors-in-chief of both of our law journals being women of color. Members of this class also worked with faculty members to bring important conversations to our campus, including helping organize 2 symposia on the killing of Breonna Taylor, as well as welcoming national experts for discussions on legal issues surrounding elections and a wide variety of other topics. Members of this class recognized the need to support law students who were parents first and students second, establishing the Parents Attending Law School, or PALS, student organization, which offers a community of support for their colleagues with children. Graduates of the class of 2022 are some of the university's strongest leaders. As a member of the class of 2022 was named Outstanding Senator by the UK Student Government Association. Finally, members of this class, with everything else they had to do, serve the community by teaching real-life lessons in law and government to high school students through street law, by providing pro bono legal services throughout Lexington and central Kentucky, as well as underserved areas of eastern Kentucky. They organize drives to collect supplies and funds for communities affected by floods in eastern Kentucky and tornadoes in western Kentucky. They promoted a healthier law school community through a student bar association and UK Law Wellness Initiative, expanding the college's Mental Health Awareness Week to encourage all students to prioritize their well-being alongside their academics, and to destigmatize mental health treatment in the legal profession. Through these and countless other activities, the class of 2022 showed a determination and compassion that will continue to serve them as they begin their legal careers. We wish you the best, and we look forward to watching all of you, tomorrow's leaders, have a meaningful impact on the law, the profession, and the world beyond. Thank you. Now, I will call on representatives of the graduating class, the faculty, and the legal profession to extend brief greetings and remarks on behalf of those groups. To extend the greetings of the graduates, it is traditional for the student who ranks highest academically in his or her class to deliver remarks. This year, our student speaker is Joshua Wolford. Mr. Wolford is a native of Lexington, Kentucky, and holds bachelor's degrees in political science and English from the University of Kentucky. Prior to coming to law school, Mr. Wolford worked for several years as a writer, a chef, and entrepreneur in the Lexington community. As a law student, he served as production editor on volume 110 of the Kentucky Law Journal, and his note was selected for publication. Additionally, he earned 8 Cali Awards for the highest grade in a course. After graduation, Mr. Wolford will serve 1 year as a clerk for the Honorable Karen K. Caldwell, United States District Judge for the Eastern District of Kentucky, and then 1 year as a clerk for the Honorable Danny J. Boggs, Senior United States Circuit Judge for the 6th Circuit Court of Appeals. I'm pleased to introduce Joshua Wolford.
Thank you, Dean Davis, and also thank you for permanently altering the way I look at previously enjoyable activities. Trampolines are torts, boats are torts, motorcycles, torts, yeah. Thank you, distinguished faculty and alumni, family and friends for being here. Law school can be isolating in a way, and we're grateful for all your love and support. On a personal note, I'd like to first and foremost thank my wife, Tracy, who shouldered a superhuman load while I prattled about standards of review for 3 years. And especially shout out to Corey and Jessica for keeping me sane, and my family and friends for always understanding when I wasn't all that fun at times. You know what they say, behind every law student is a bunch of people extremely tired of hearing about law school, so this is a really great day for everybody here. As kids, we think that when we grow up, we will never have to do anything that we don't want to do. Then we grow up, reality comes into focus, responsibilities accrue, life hits us like a large coin-operated scale on a train platform. Law school is a particularly challenging dose of reality, however. It takes a bunch of high achievers, throws them all in a pressure cooker, and proceeds to smash the pressure cooker with a sledgehammer. It is day one, hour one that it hits you, and for many of us for the first time that you truly and at that point hopelessly know nothing. But the beauty of what we've all survived is not that we have learned all the rules and know the law. I think that's what Barbari's for. I don't know. But what we've managed to accomplish is a complete brain reboot. You now know how to think logically and critically about everything, to make no undue assumptions, to articulate your thoughts, and to anticipate counter-arguments. You are now fluent in a foreign language. This is what will make us all great lawyers and really annoying at parties. That's the good news. The bad news is that our days of hard work and stress are far from over. Whether it's a judge, a client, a partner in our firm, or the federal rules of civil procedure, there will always be people constantly telling us what we have to do, when we have to do it, and how it needs to be done. With that in mind, I'd just like to tell you a few things that you do not have to do. I don't pretend to have any authority to impart or wisdom underlying this advice, and I have and will continue to struggle with following it myself. But the practice of law is evolving, and we are not beholden to how things were done in the past, and I think this is important. First, you do not have to change the world unless you want to. I have no doubt that all of you could affect meaningful, broad-scale change socially, legally, politically, if you made it your goal, but you don't have to in order to be a good lawyer. You can be proud and competently and diligently representing your clients and in playing your role in the system with integrity and empathy. Having said that, you also do not have to accept things as they are. If something does not feel right, challenge it. Never assume that an injustice must persist simply because it is deeply rooted in traditions. Second, you do not have to follow a career path that makes you unhappy. If you don't like what you're doing, quit. Find something that makes sense for your own life. The letters JD aren't some magical talisman, but they do afford you some flexibility and ultimately the ability to try something new. You have all earned the right to be content in your work. And finally, you do not have to put anything above your own well-being. Sure, being a zealous advocate for your clients is the goal in your career, but your career is not everything. That zealous advocacy must extend to your own mental health, to your relationships with your family and friends. So when you wake up tomorrow morning as groggy graduates, and inevitably your mind starts churning, fixating on everything that comes next, bar prep, taking the bar, moving to a new city perhaps, starting your career, remember to give yourself some time to take it all in and reflect on your accomplishments. You have achieved something truly monumental here. I'll say to you what Professor Frost said to me last year when I told him that I would miss some time for the birth of my daughter. He said, "Congratulations, it's a joy. Take all the time you need. All this silly stuff will still be here when you get back." Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Wolford. To extend the greetings of the faculty, I present Professor Zachary Bray. Professor Bray was selected by the graduating class to deliver the remarks today on behalf of the faculty. Professor Bray joined the Rosenberg College of Law in 2016. He teaches in the areas of property, natural resources, and land use, among many other areas. And his research has been published in such journals as the Brigham Young University Law Review, the Maryland Law Review, and the Harvard Environmental Law Review. After nomination by UK law students, Professor Bray was one of 2 law faculty chosen for the UK Alumni Association Great Teacher Award, the longest-running university award recognizing teaching. Professor Bray is a Lexington native. He holds a bachelor's degree from the University of Notre Dame and a law degree from Yale Law School. I'm pleased to introduce Professor Zachary Bray.
Thank you for that introduction. And thank you, Josh, for a great speech. And thank you all, class of 2002. Congratulations. It's such an honor to be here with you and to give this speech. I remember so well my own law school graduation, and those thoughts and memories, those feelings are very close to me right now. That's part of what I want to talk to you about, and part of why I want to thank you. To share time with you now here, such a gift, because it's an opportunity, unavoidable really, to revisit my own graduation from law school, to remember and to reflect. Over the last few weeks, as I was thinking about our time together today, I spent some time talking and corresponding with some of my old professors and many of my classmates. I do this all the time, and I hope you all will too. Selfishly, I hope you will come back and talk to me, to us, when you have questions, big moments. But even more, I hope you will talk to each other going forward. You will do this, I think. You will talk to each other lots going forward. That hope, I'm almost sure, will be fulfilled. You will be so much in each other's lives, not just in this moment, but in the years to come, like it or not. And I hope you like it. Anyway, I got lots of advice from my law school classmates and my old, I should say my former professors about what to do with this speech. Here are a few highlights. Be brief, Zach. Be brief. Everyone says this to graduation speakers, but you, especially you, be brief. And this, remember how much time they have spent away from the people they love in the last few years. That is time you are responsible for taking, at least in part. Many of those people that they love and have been missing are now in a big room with you, or they are waiting outside until you get done to have a party. Weigh every word against that waiting. I'm very mindful of this now in light of Seth's toast last night. That was a 2-gulp toast, Seth. Thank you for reminding us of the time you have spent. And Josh's speech right now. My favorite, this is from a classmate who's a law professor herself, better than me. She said, "You've had the better part of 3 years, Professor. What do you think you're going to teach them in 5 to 10 minutes at the end?" I don't think I'm going to teach you anything in 5 to 10 minutes at the end. I'm not going to try. All I really want to do is celebrate you. What an extraordinary class you are. You've accomplished so much in the face of obstacles that, if they're not literally unprecedented, and I'm making up for Josh, who promised he wouldn't use that word. I'll use it 6 or 7 times myself. But those obstacles, if not unprecedented, they're basically beyond living memory. We, the faculty, almost always are impressed with our graduating classes, but we are beyond impressed with you. You leave more equipped for the practice of law, ready to bear and resolve the cares of your clients than any group of students I have ever known. That's not a silver lining. It doesn't make up for what you have lost. But we should note together that you are an uncommonly resilient and determined bunch, a bunch who best of all cares for each other deeply. Even at a law school that prides itself on graduating lawyers who are resilient and determined, who care for each other, you are remarkable, individually and collectively, truly outstanding. And I think you will return to these times and to each other so often as you go forward, more than you might imagine. There is an immediacy to law school and what you learn and the people you learn from that will keep it close to you, even closer than the first jobs you will take or your time in college or what came before that. That, more than anything else, is what my classmates and my old teachers wanted me to tell you, what I want to make sure you know. Why is that? Why does law school stay so close with us, so much with us? Part of it has to do with timing, obviously. For most, not all of you, but most of you, law school is the end of a long educational road. There may have been stops along the way, long stops for some of you to work, to raise families, to serve your country, and for some few of you, there will be more school. But for many of you, this is the end of a long road of formal education. So that recency, that sense of an ending, that keeps law school close to the mind and keeps your classmates close too. And then too, there is need. You will need each other, and some of you will need us here, and not just at the beginning of your careers. We'll tell you a secret. Your need for each other, it won't diminish in the years ahead. It will only grow stronger. Your need for us, of course, that will always remain, forever and always. But anyway, especially at the beginning, you will still have a lot of need. And some of you will need us a lot. New problems, new challenges, changes in your life and practice, all these are inevitable for you. And as you face them, you will need advice, and I hope we have impressed upon you the importance of getting outside advice. The group of people in this room, sitting with you now, both sides of the podium here too, that's a powerful community of people who know you and care you and who can give you relatively objective advice. But there's more than that, more than timing or need, that will keep law school close to you. And that has to do with what the law is, and how we learn it, and how it shapes us, especially if we practice it. I'm getting to a part of the speech that some of you will disagree with. Certainly some of my colleagues will disagree with it. That's fine. That's how you've been trained, and we can talk about it as much as you want in a few minutes if you want to wait to get to the party. But until then, bear with me. I'm sure I'm right. There was a law professor a while back named Morris Cohen. I think he's not read enough today, not anymore, although I know some of you have read him here. When I started law school, I heard some people talk about Cohen and some things he had written. And then I read more about it, and it made a big difference for me. He wrote that as lawyers and law students and law teachers, we make a lot of trouble for ourselves when we draw sharp lines between the mind or the spirit on one hand and human nature and lived experience on the other. He also wrote that we make things worse if we try to imagine the law as outside or independent of human nature, our lived experience together. If we think of it as something that has too much to do with the mind or spirit or logic alone. We honor the law and our work with it, and we can make it better if we study it and practice it and try to determine it in part by logic and coherence. But we can't forget where it comes from, what it reflects and what it governs. Something with a life of its own, determined and made up by the people who practice it and the environment in which it lives. That means that the law, Cohen wrote, is not a homeless wandering ghost. No, it's not a homeless wandering ghost. No static thing, no purely rational thing. It grows and grows. It grows out of our lives, but rooted in time and place. Such a contradiction, the more you think about it. The law moving on, but with a home always, because it's the stuff of life. To study that, to work with that, what a great gift you have given yourselves. It may not feel like it when you're studying for the bar, but it will feel like a gift soon after. And that means that part of the law's growth, a growth you will shape, is this place. Not this auditorium or this room, not our new building in which we wish you had spent more time, but each other, and how you will grow together in all that is to come in your lives in the law, and how you have grown together in your time here. This is your forever home, this life of the mind and the spirit, but also of human experience. This life in the law that you chose years ago, when most of you were writing personal statements full of certainty that you have maybe grown past. And part of the special genius of this school here at Kentucky is that we have been particularly good, for longer than I have been alive, at fostering this growth together. When I tell you that this is a forever home for you, this group here of mind and spirit, but also of your lives together, what you have lived through and what is to come, I'm not teaching you anything new. I'm just reminding you, celebrating really something that I think you already know. Of course, while you will always be with each other, this is a beginning, a commencement, it is also an end. You will never again be this much all together, though you will be together a lot and in lots of ways for a long time. And this is a time of year when we think about other people who are leaving too, staff who have given so much to the school over the years, who are leaving now or have recently left, and some of your teachers too. We've all been talking more than we usually do about the soul of the place in recent months, and how people who have left or are leaving have contributed, built, or helped it grow. Charlie Amio and Blanche Cook, Christy Huber, Scott Barries, our respected colleagues and good friends, your beloved teachers, they are leaving with you too for other wonderful work. Allison Connolly has retired or refired, and that too is a leaving. And of course, Chris Frost, a friend and colleague to many of us, a mentor and a guide, he has left us in yet another way earlier this year. They are all part of the soul of this place. The years that they have given, the people that they have taught, but so too are you part of the soul of this place, especially because your time here has been so remarkable. The law, it is no homeless wandering ghost, nor your lives in it, nor your time here. And that means you take this place with us, and you leave something of yourselves behind too. But we should talk for a minute, I think, as you begin the next part of your lives about what it means to be part of the soul of this place. And what it means to be part of the law as something that lives and that belongs, not a ghost without a home, and how you will live and grow within that mighty tree, grow and flourish. It does not mean that you or they or any of us always will be remembered. The life of a law school is a funny thing, prone to rapid forgetting. I remember as clearly as my own graduation, a lunch that I had about 10 years ago at another law school where I used to work. This time of year, right after graduation, a lunch with a friend of mine. I'm going to talk about what this friend said, but not something he wrote in his books or articles, so I'll just pick one name for him out of the sky. My friend and colleague and mentor, John. John was a part of that other school's soul, a big part, maybe one of the biggest. He worked there for decades. He helped hire me and start my career there as a law teacher. Partly for that reason, partly because we both taught and wrote about many of the same things, John taught me a lot in the first couple years we worked together. And then, soon after I started, he retired. So, the year he retired, right after graduation, I took him to lunch. And at that lunch, I tried to tell him how much he had meant to me, how much he had meant to my life and my learning and my work and to the school and the students we both loved. And I got carried away. And I brought up Morris Cohen and some other people we had both read into what I was trying to say. Over-communication. One of the worst things we can do as lawyers. And I said some things I hadn't really thought through, carried away by my feelings, and he stopped and he smiled and he said, "You're wrong about at least some of that, Zach. You wait. You wait 3 years. After that time, you will have a very hard time finding a law student in this place who knows who I am." I didn't believe him. But darn it, John was right. 3 years later, as I was getting ready to leave that school, to come back here, to my home, I asked my students there. It was really hard to find a law student in that school who knew who John was. Most of you know me well enough to know that I am the kind of jerk who tested that proposition in class with extra credit on the line for 1Ls. Crickets. Why was John right? He knew all this better than I did. He knew that after he left, the students that came after that, their minds and spirits, their lives in the law, they would be touched by and fill up with other things. They would grow in new ways. But let me go back to that lunch for just a minute. I had been wrong about some of the things I said earlier to John, but I know now, I knew then I was right about what I said next. I said, John, whether or not that is true about the students who come next, there have been already thousands and thousands of students here, and they will never forget you. Those lives, not just those minds and spirits, those are John's lasting home. One of them, anyway, he taught property and land use and real estate and even some architecture. He was responsible for many nice homes. He had a remarkable life in the law, but what I said to him is true for each of you and your lives in the law, especially for those of you who practice law. No matter how long you may be remembered by the rest of the world, or what you may be remembered for, or how soon forgotten, you will be remembered by your clients. And those lives that you shape and touch, those will be part of your life in the law, part of how you grow in the law, part of the home you make for yourselves. And this too is such a gift that you have given yourselves, those of you who go on to practice, a gift that you will not fully realize for some time. Like many good things, this gift of memory, of meaning, this impact that we have on the lives of our clients, it all comes with a cost, as many of you know or surely suspect. And that's the last thing I want to talk about, and the last way in which I think this place, this home you have made with each other, the place your minds and your spirits and your lived experience in the law has taken root. It can help you in the years to come. It can help you pay the cost of being a lawyer, the cost of this growth. Let me explain just a bit more. I'm almost done, I promise. One of my favorite professors in law school, a guy named Daniel Markovitz, writes a lot about lawyers and the life of lawyers. There's a passage he quotes and cites a lot, something written over a century ago by someone who quit practicing law in another country. It is about the dangers of a legal practice and of a life spent in and with the law. The trouble is this: lawyers can come to see too much of life in some ways and too little in other ways, precisely because they live so much through their clients. Lawyers' working life, Markovitz and others have written, their experience of human affairs, it can come to be made up of an almost infinite number of scraps cut out of other people's lives. I remember how I felt when I read that for the first time, just like I remember my graduation. It still spooks me, even more now than when I read it the first time, because it is right, and there's more. A lawyer doesn't have to face the full consequences of their professional mistakes, not in the same immediate way that farmers or shopkeepers do. No, because our errors are visited for the most part on others. And our own success or our non-success, at least as the outside world perceives it, well, those are largely a matter of words and pose. Other people don't really understand. Not my fault. The judge was unreasonable. The other side wouldn't listen. We gave it our best shot. What can you do? Next. Talk about this with students sometimes. Some of you are hearing this for the second time, and I apologize for that. When I talk about this with students and we're talking about it in a small group or in a classroom or over a cup of coffee or walk together around campus, I can tell that it sounds good, at least at first. The stakes are lower than for other people, and we define our own success. Okay, what's so bad about that? But it can be bad. There is a great virtue in the self-effacement that studying the law and practicing the law demands, in that commitment to speaking your client's part rather than your own. But there is a deep danger too. The danger is that you may feel yourself starting to be cut up in a bunch of little pieces when you reach the ends of your limits of care for others. Or maybe more accurately, you feel yourself not cut up, but fading away, like you have no destination, you can't remember where you belong or why you are working this way, besides your client's needs and cares. Or maybe, and this can be as bad or worse, maybe the words and poses that define lawyers' worldly success starts to take over at least your working self. Many of you, I hate to say it, but many of you will feel this way at some point in your careers. That is part of the cost of the great gift that you have given yourselves. Being a good lawyer is a great life. It is a way to live on and through your clients' lives. It is endlessly rewarding, endlessly interesting. Such a great gift you have given yourselves. But this is part of what it can cost you. If you feel what I am talking about happening to you, or maybe I should say when, I want you to remember this place. When you feel that you are losing yourself in your clients' cares and lives, when you feel yourself fading away, that you have lost your destination, when you can't remember where you belong or why you are working this way, besides the needs and cares of others,
When that happens, I would like you to remember this place and us, and above all, each other. Remember that you, like the law, are not a homeless and wandering ghost. You have a home, and it is here, and with each other when you leave here. Your purpose, your destination, where you are growing in the law and where the law will grow with you, that will change over your lives. But you will find it again and again as it changes, as it grows in each other. You should call us or find us if you feel that connection start to fade. As much or more than that, though, you should call or find each other. It is again part of the special genius of this school that it makes classes of students who are uniquely close, who care for each other and their lives in the law to a degree that is unmatched, as far as I know, at any other law school. It's dark, but look around at each other. You know that what I am saying to you is true. In fact, you have probably known it since about halfway through your first year. And for this class, for everything you have been through, unprecedented. I think you all are likely to be the example that we point to for a long time, for so many classes to come, about what this school can be. We hope to see you soon and often so that we can do that, and so that we can learn about all of your successes and where you have fallen short if you want to share that. Thank you so much for spending the last few years with us and for everything you have given us. Congratulations on all your accomplishments and on your graduation, and good luck to you as you grow together in the years to come.
Thank you, Zach. And now, to extend remarks on behalf of the profession, I am pleased to present Shay Page Johnson, President of the Law Alumni Association. A native of Bowling Green, Ms. Johnson has been a member of the bar for nearly 17 years. She is a 2002 graduate of the University of Kentucky and a 2005 graduate of the Rosenberg College of Law. Ms. Johnson is an attorney with the law firm of Dinsmore and Scholl in Lexington, where her practice includes all aspects of civil litigation. In addition to her service with the Law Alumni Association, Ms. Johnson is also an officer with the local John Rowe chapter of the National Bar Association and serves on the board of directors for the Whitaker Family YMCA. She has also been active in leadership roles with the Kentucky Bar Association. Please join me in welcoming Shay Page Johnson.
Thank you, Dean Davis, faculty, staff, family, friends, and the UK J. David Rosenberg College of Law class of 2022. I'm so honored to be here with you today, and on behalf of the Law Alumni Association, congratulations on your graduation. It's with great pleasure that I welcome each of you to our Alumni Association. I am happy to share this day with you because you are our future leaders of tomorrow, and as you close this period of your life and you begin a new journey. Dr. Martin Luther King postulated that the function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. Intelligence plus character, that is the goal of true education. I believe that the UK Rosenberg College of Law has empowered you with the knowledge and skills to make your dreams come true. And to quote Leonard Sweet, the future is not something we enter, the future is something we create. And it's true that you create your own future and chose to attend the UK Rosenberg College of Law and earn your law degree. I hope that as you leave the law school today, that you take with you many loving memories of time spent here. This school has been your second home and even times your first home for these past few years. The UK Rosenberg College of Law is not only an exceptional education institution, but it's a law school where the faculty members know you by name and you make new friendships that will last a lifetime. When we look at the world we live in today, it's not easy to find a good investment, a lifetime investment, and you made the best decision to invest in you, and the degree that you will take with you today is one of the best human capital investments that you will ever make. Your degree will always be with you and remain with you throughout your life, and it will definitely pay lasting dividends to you and to the world. As you maneuver your way through life's twists and turns, you will be faced with challenges, choices, sorrows, and joys. But no matter where life takes you, you will always be a part of the UK Rosenberg College of Law, and we invite you to get involved with the Law Alumni Association. Your fellow alumni can be found not only here in Lexington, Kentucky, but throughout the Commonwealth and in communities in the United States and around the world. One of the Law Alumni Association's main goal is to help you stay connected with your fellow graduates, as well as others who have walked on this stage throughout the years. I was once told patience, self-control, kindness, joy, peace, and love must be your fruit of spirit. It will empower you to become successful graduates. I urge each one of you today to keep the fruit of the Spirit in mind throughout your life. On behalf of the UK Rosenberg College of Law Alumni Association, congratulations, class of 2022. I wish you all the best on your graduation, and I hope to meet many of you at future alumni events. Thank you.
Thank you, Shay. It is now time for the awards portion of our ceremony. The Order of the Coif is the National Law School Honor Society. It was founded for the purposes of encouraging legal scholarship and advancing the ethical standards of the legal profession. Members of the order are selected by the faculty and include those graduating students ranked in the top 10% of the graduating class. I'm pleased to announce that the following members of the 2022 graduating class have grade point averages that are sufficiently high so that they are in the running for nomination and election to the order. Once grades are submitted for the spring semester just completed, we will elect the actual top 10% of the order. As I call your name in alphabetical order, please stand and remain standing until all are called. I ask that the audience withhold your applause until all are recognized. Bailey Mackenzie Browning. Shay Nicole Chandler. Elizabeth Goss. Harley Havens. Conrad Herman. Will Hutchins. Christopher Scott Cundy. Olivia Jade Morton. Daniel Oliver Mullen. Joseph Cermak Profancic. Seth Stevens. John Paul Stills. Joshua Gregory Wolford. You may be seated. A number of years ago, our faculty decided to recognize a graduating student who has contributed the most to the overall environment of our law school. The Faculty Cup is presented each year to the graduating student whose endeavors have made the law school a more interesting place in which to teach and learn, and a more pleasant place for faculty and students alike. The class of 2022's Faculty Cup recipient is described by their nominators as a very conscientious student and as the consummate advocate for the law school. While at UK, this graduate has been a leader in many of the law school student organizations, has been a fixture at the college through volunteering and service. This includes leadership on the Student Bar Association Executive Board, revitalizing the Latino Law Students Association, and helping establish PALS, or Parents Attending Law School. He has served the college's Office of Admissions as an ambassador and has done all of this while having 2 small children of his own. In addition to his many activities and accomplishments, one of his nominators said, "He has been a friend to all and represents all the best things about UK." Please join me in congratulating this year's Faculty Cup recipient, Yesel Rodriguez. Yesel, please come to the stage. Please come to the stage. is time for the presentation of your diploma. I will now ask Associate Dean Jennifer Byrd-Poland and our two faculty hooders chosen by the graduating class, Professors Scott Baries and Alan Klugel, to join me on stage. As Dean Byrd-Poland calls their names, the faculty members will place the doctoral hood over the head of each graduate. I will present the members of the class with certificates signifying attainment of the degree of Juris Doctor.
Robert Scott Abney. Allison Adkins. Lindsay Michelle Antos. Kelly Elizabeth Alford. Alexis Bardnero. Stone Begley. Rachel Bierman. Andrew Joseph Biggs. Samantha Danielle Blakeman. Richard Miles Brandon II. Hunter Allen Branham. Bailey Mackenzie Browning. Lachey Luana Bird. Nicholas Cacopardo. Sarah Carey. Colin Castillo. Shay Nicole Chandler. Ben Childers. Casey Ray Christopher. Sarah Elizabeth Cooley. Kendra Alicia Kraft. Molly Jean Crane. Sterling T. Creighton. Blake E. Creekmer. Kelly Daniel. De'Aaron Dixon. April Ford. Alec Gibson. Elizabeth Goss. Brady Grove. Madeline Ray Hamlin. Dakota Harden. Abigail Hartke. Harley Havens. Brannon Harrington. Will Hutchins. Preston Johnson. Lillian Kitejus. Christopher Scott Cundy. Weslin T. Lakens. Shelby Lamar. Shanoa Lessenberry. Jessica Jean Lewis. Jocelyn Lucero. Shelby Jane Ponder McClure. Connor Jack McCoy. Christian Miller. Alyssa Susandra Morris. Olivia Jade Morton. Daniel Oliver Mullen. Simran Nanda. Luke Norris. Mark Trevor Payton. Emily Penn. Nicola Peters. Jay Phillips. Joseph Cermak Profancic. Amanda Lynn Reese. Esteban Yesel Rodriguez. Justin D. Rowe. Corey Lane Samples. Sarah James Sendor. Diana Lynn Shaw. Joseph Wyatt Shelton. Maria Catherine Shockley. Michael Albert Simon. Seth Stevens. John Paul Edwin Stills. Kennedy Alexis Weathers. Samuel Weaver. William Benjamin Webb. Adam David Weiland. Tori Shea Wells. Charles Brennan Wheatley. Daniel Ryan Williams. John Wilson. Joshua Gregory Wolford. Abigail Denise Zaman. Dean Davis, colleagues, friends, and family, I'm very pleased to introduce you to the class of 2022.
There are a lot of hard days in life, but this is a really good day. So excited for all of you. These courageous, passionate, and resolute graduates of the UK Rosenberg College of Law are sure to have an important impact in their lives as lawyers and just in their lives, on their clients, their communities, the Commonwealth, and our society at large. Again, to our graduates, welcome to the profession. I ask those on stage, my faculty colleagues, honored guests, and everyone in the audience to please join me once again in congratulating the class of 2022.